Hello, Aquarius. Just trying to get the volume up for everybody. And there we go. All right, Aquarius. This is a Sun, Moon, Rising tarot reading for you for the month of August 2023. I've already shuffled. I've laid out the cards. And, all right, let's just get into it. It seems like presently you are coming out of a time that was really chaotic and very straining on the mental in some sort of way, and coming into, or have come into, a kind of a more well-to-do, more balanced, or maybe even you can afford more luxuries in life, or have been able to afford more luxuries in life just more recently. In the past, there may have been a lot of thinking about love. There might have been an offer of love during the time of Gemini. There could have been a person that was an Aquarius, Libra, Pisces. Excuse me, not Libra, Pisces. Yeah, Aquarius, Libra, Pisces. Cancer comes up. Any of the water or the air signs. That could be you. That could be somebody else you met in the past. And there was some sort of there's something about the duality of an emotional nature, how you think being a duality. Emotions could have been up and down in the past, but you overall had a good nature, or the situation had a good nature. The past is still confusing me, and I really want to keep going into it, but I'm gonna have to get back to it. So right now you've come out of a kind of struggling, maybe mentally or emotionally in some sort of way, and are now coming into a better place, or at least you've felt like you've been doing better, or you're thinking you're doing better than you were just not that long ago. And so, but there's this kind of desire that is conflicting you, or that's helping you in some sort of way. This hope, this wish that you're going to come out of this cycle, or whatever you're going into, you're going to get into, and it's going to be better than it's been, or you're hoping that you can keep the status quo in terms of how you're thinking your life is going. You want to improve, you want better, not to go back to the place that you were in, having to make choices about whether you love something, or you're emotionally invested in something, or something emotionally resonates with you, and you were torn between your emotions in your head in the past, and you don't want to do that anymore. You want to be on the same page, and presently you're feeling like you've gotten there to some extent, but pride might be getting in the way. Somebody else's pride, your pride, or somebody else's desires or wishes are getting in the way. They may be helping you, but I see like it might be more of a conflicting energy than a helping energy. So how you're thinking about the past. You're really reminiscing about how good things were in the past. Maybe before this recent past, maybe in the distant past. Maybe you've had it good for the past, I don't know, 2 years. Things have gotten a lot better for you. And you just are thinking about now how the past 2 years have been so much better, and you've been feeling much more emotionally balanced. And there's something here. There's like a desire for something new. There's something here that's coming in. It might be the will of somebody else. That is that, and there might be a romantic relationship. Um, because of the Six of Cups. I don't think it's a romantic relationship of the past. You might be thinking about a relationship of the past while you're in a current relationship. Um, you're having faith or hoping for maybe a relationship to be reconciled, reconsidered. If you are single, the Six of Swords and the Six of Cups, you may be wanting to move back to a time in your life where things were different. They might have been more simple, but you were happier in some sort of way. Or you could be wanting to go back to a time when you had some sort of place that you loved, an apartment or a home that you loved. There is something here about the conception of, there is like a divine masculine, divine feminine balance of co-creating energy. So it's like you birthed something in the past, or something came to be in the past that was quite quite the nice vibe for you. It had the same energies that you were going for in the past. It had that watery energy, it had that air energy. It just worked. The two things worked together very well. The two concepts, two things. And now there could have been even some award or some sort of desire to achieve that same feeling again in some sort of way. What you're not aware of, or what's going on in your subconscious, you're feeling lack inside. You might not be thinking about it, but you're feeling like you're being left out of something, that you're missing out on some aspect of life. You might not be feeling worthy of some sort of attention. You might be feeling the lack of there's something here about being out in the cold, about you might not be in touch with reality as well, even though I don't have the Seven of Cups anywhere. There is this kind of being detached from how things really are to what you're idealizing. Cognitive dissonance, I think that's what I'm looking for. There's this not seeing things as they are, reminiscing, looking to the past about how things were more emotionally intimate in some sort of way, thinking about sexual partners of the past even could come up, and how you might be feeling sexually frustrated at this time or dissatisfied at this time. There is a feeling like you're getting the cold shoulder about something, and there is a dissatisfaction or a distracted quality, a wanting more, left wanting more quality. And so this also falls in the 4th house. And like I said, this is the card of moving, right? And then we have another card of thinking about the past. You could be feeling like your finances aren't good enough to move homes, but you're feeling like dissatisfied with the current emotional status that your home or emotional vibe your home gives you. Like you're feeling like, I have some emotional stability, I might want more, but I have something going for me now. Maybe I'm not seeing that there's some sort of the potential of something else. It's like you're not seeing the potential that some new beginning, emotional new beginning, or new blessing of some kind could give to you. Or you might be subconsciously in a lack mindset, like your programming is that I don't have enough to have what I want, or I don't have enough to take on anything else at this time. In terms of home and family, it could have to do with love itself and a romantic relationship. It could have to do with psychological trauma as well from the past, having gone through a really hard time and now feeling kind of stuck, even though something's over with. Feeling trapped in some sort of psychological prison that's causing pain, but has ended or is about to end. In the near future, I see you either expressing that you want to take some time to yourself, or getting the courage to be more critical of a situation. Maybe you're looking for something a bit more flashy in terms of your domestic life in the near future. Like you've come so far and you've been living in a past kind of financial state or situational lack mentality, but now you're willing to take a next step. You're willing to express yourself in a way that's more daring or more creative or more ego-based. You might be getting a little bit more cocky and a little bit more critical about, or confident even. I don't want to say cocky. I want to say confident about how far you've come in terms of your research on something, in terms of your analysis of something, You're getting more confident about the details, the day-to-day details of things. Virgo's also a, because the Hermit and Virgo are, they're earth signs. Can't talk right now. So Leo Virgo time could be very pivotal to your future outcome. I see that during the time of Leo, which we just got into here, which is right now, and into Virgo, so that would be ending in mid-September. So from now until mid-September, this time period is very pivotal for you. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to, the last reading was so detailed, and this one is so cryptic in a lot of ways. You're going to be more confident about your analysis of something in the future. Before, you were dual-sided. You like to see the side of people, of things, of places, of everything from a dual nature. You saw the positive and the negative in things. You saw the different faces of things before, different sides of things. And now you're going to be more almost decisive, but in a way that's, you're going to be more brazen about your criticism. You're going to be confident in making a judgment call or analysis of something. You're not going to be wishy-washy about it, is what I'm saying. You're going to be making some serious investigation. It's investigating creative sides. It's also investigating the romantic side of you, the energetic side of you, looking into new creative ventures, looking into new ways of expressing yourself, studying some sort of theater, studying some sort of artistic endeavor, getting to know your partner's romantic needs, really looking into that, really analyzing that, looking into this is also it's so funny. I'm gonna say counting cards for some reason. That comes up. There's something here about studying or watching somebody play a game as well. You might be getting into watching sports more. Or you're getting into becoming a referee of some kind or some sort of judge of a sport. It's like in the past you couldn't make the call, and you're learning to be confident in making a criticism of something in the future. And this could even be feeling confident about your ability to look at neighborhoods or different houses for purchase, and knowing that you have the confidence because of something you studied, or real estate or something like that, home improvement, that you have the confidence to make a decision, or there's some sort of report as well. So I feel like Leo's kind of our public eye, other than Capricorn. It's like our public eye card, like the spotlight card, where who's shining? The Leo is usually shining, right? So you could be getting into investigative journalism, reporting. You could be on an investigative talk show. You could be watching so many different things. I'm going to move on and see if I can get anything else. Your advice is to do what makes you satisfied, do what makes you happy and feel content, to really feel grateful for what you have. And I don't want to say grateful for what you have physically, but just in general, what you've accomplished, being emotionally satisfied and grateful for that. Getting what you want, making a wish as well. You can wish for better, is what it's saying. You can have your cake and eat it too. You should have your cake and eat it too. Watching the circus as well. There's something about something like that. This is also in the most kind of, just mundane aspect of the cards. This is like studying animals as a routine or a job. Watching animals as well. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go further here. What other people are looking at the situation like they're seeing you like being kind of stuck on some sort of ending, right? That could have been with a person, maybe someone's wish or desire did not match up with yours. Maybe that's where the Gemini card comes in, the duality of something. This could have to do with moving. This could have to do with thinking about where the relationship is going, the direction of the relationship. Maybe things have changed since the past. You think things have changed, or maybe you want to go back to a relationship of the past, or a place of the past. Somebody's wishing here, or hoping here, and your advice is to get what you want, or to wish, make a dream come true, or your dream will come true if you put in the work for it or something. This is also luck, right? The 11th house is the lucky house. You might spot something very lucky in the future. You might get lucky because of some kind of thing that you analyze and see, you might spot something that's a very fortunate thing. You might find a dream house that you want, if that's what you're wishing for, if you're looking to move. It's like you're choosing between feeling like you don't have maybe enough to have fun in your life if you do this move, but then this dissatisfaction emotionally, I don't know. There's a being torn about something. Do what you want. If you wish for something else, go for it. If you want to stay where you're at because you might, there's something here that's deep down that you're feeling like you're lacking some sort of satisfaction in some sort of way. That's what concerns me. If you're shoving that down, that's not good. But make sure this is what you want. Like, this is your wish. If this is somebody else's wish, then do what you want. Yeah, other people are seeing you as being stuck up on an ending, or having been put in a timeout after some sort of betrayal. I see like a whirlpool. Like the water can only go in one direction. This is a clogged drain. This is feeling emotionally tied up, feeling restricted by other people. See you as not being yourself, like not being able to express how you feel because you're stuck in a situation. Maybe you needing to get a different perspective about how this whole thing came to be. Maybe they're thinking that you're at the end of a painful period, or that things are about to get better for you in some sort of way. And it seems like they do, or at least other people are seeing you coming across as being more confident, more kind of having a glow up in some sort of way, that getting a lot of attention. If this isn't you, this is someone in your life that they're seeing you with. There is some sort of ability to manifest through the vibes that one gives off, that they attract things to us. So because this cycle has this previous painful cycle of some kind has ended, or you'll start to feel good again. There's something here about people are noticing you're feeling a little bit more confident. You're feeling a little bit more of an ego boost. Other people might actually not know what you see in somebody else and might be hoping that you end a situation with some sort of fire sign or somebody who's an attention seeking person. There could have been a betrayal in terms of other people see it as like being kind of out of this world in some sort of way, like it's outrageous in some sort of way. Something about you or something about somebody you know or that's involved in this situation is outrageous and they need to quit it and you need to stop or something, but that person is confident in who they are. Other people in your life could be having some sort of procedure done. I'm getting the tubes tied situation. That's just for a handful of you, if not one or two of you. I'm seeing like a Spider-Man for some fucking reason. Spider-Man. Something about Spider-Man. You might get a Spider-Man costume. I don't know what that's about. That's just a super mundane thing to throw in there, but well, I do know that there's been some mental anguish. There's been some painful thing that's come to an ending, a culmination. Because at the bottom of your deck, I have the Three of Swords. So this is loss, right? Sadness. This is mental sadness and emotional sadness, heartbreak. This is a painful truth. And other people are seeing it as like this pain is ending. So whatever painful truth that is the underlying issue in this reading, and I have the Seven of Swords underneath that, there could have been some sort of infidelity, heartbreak due to mistrust or misuse of knowledge that comes, it could have to do with you protecting yourself from the past. There could have been a painful situation in the past that this trauma that you're kind of feeling alone still, even though you're just kind of reliving the past. Maybe it's time to move on from the past. I don't know. This can be, the card of Cancer can be about the family. It can be about the home as well, the physical home. So I'm thinking like there was some troubles in the past that you had where you were heartbroken or upset because somebody had chose somebody else, or betrayed the situation, because the Seven of Swords is about like manipulation, right? It's about having a strategy, a plan, and using that plan to manipulate the outcome of something, or to better yourself in a situation. It's tactic, and it's also an Aquarian card as well. So you could have been the one that is making plans, but you're worried about somebody else being heartbroken in regards to a home or family matter. All in all, the two add up to an ending that's painful. So maybe you're some sort of third party situation. Maybe you have an offer from somebody else, and you're feeling like you're being sneaky about it, or maybe it's the other way around. Or maybe this offer, this painful ending, could have to do with you're almost ready to sign the papers, for a leasing situation, but then you back out at the last minute. You have to play your chips close to your chest because you're trying to get this other thing that's going to be better for you and more secure for you, and you're trying to play your cards right, but there could be like somebody else that's left at a loss or is upset by the situation. In some sort of way. I do have the Wheel of Fortune here, which talks about timing. It talks about good fortune. Like I said, the House of Leo. So there's something coming in that's going to be really good for you between now and the middle of September. Or excuse me, is it now in the... No. Now in the middle of September. Right before we go into Libra season. There's some sort of really good luck. Maybe a past lover contacts you, and you, in the past, this lover might have been very hypercritical, and or maybe you were hypercritical in the situation. There's something here about like some situation isn't going to work out, and then that's going to make room for some sort of good fortune to come into your life. I'm seeing that you're needing these two cards coming out side by side here. They both speak of timing. So it's going to be a time sensitive thing, and I do believe it's into new love. There's a new love coming in, but there might be an old love going out. There's a new home coming in. There might be a new home going out. Those people that you were living with before, roommates, family, friends, they might be upset that you're getting a new place. You're moving up in life. There's somebody here who's going to be, I don't have the Five of Swords, but I have 6, I have 10. Yeah, I don't, but I'm feeling like somebody's going to be at a loss. Someone's going to be heartbroken from the situation regardless. You might also be kind of sad too. I mean, you might be happy to have a new love, new beginning, but there might be something that someone else needs to do, and it breaks both of your hearts. It's like the timing of things is weird. Other people see you as pretty stuck in a situation where you have restrictions. There's something here about you're restricted, you're unable to move forward on something, which is causing a painful ending, and that someone else is maybe going after their manifestations, attracting what they want in the situation. I don't know if this person is like somebody that you care about, I feel like you both care about each other, but there's something here about some dynamic having to this is a very serious and introspective card, and because there was like rebellion, but then there was post rebellion there is some sort of restraint. So this can also have to do with the 8th house. Oh, it's not the 12th house, so that's good. I was going to say institutions of some kind, but it's not. There's something that was holding you back. Then there was this painful ending that has now freed you up and made you more confident in some sort of way. Other people are seeing you like this. Okay, so then what you're hoping for, you're hoping that you'll be able to handle the extra workload or be practical enough to apply some discipline to your routine, your duties, but also being able to have the ability to make moves in a positive direction forward in your life. So maybe you're hoping that you have enough resources to be able to make this move, to be able to buy a new car, to be able to get new tires, to be able to go on a road trip of some kind. This is also highly aspected because it is in the 9th card placement, the 9th house. So I see there being like hoping for a trip, a road trip, hoping for a to be able to bring two opposing forces together in order to direct at least get them on the same page, these two opposing forces, to project forward into some new movement in your lives, get people on the same page, to go in the same direction, although they might have different, they might be separate entities. There might be two separate people or two separate places, or just trying to make two different things work together. And right here, I see that in the past there was something about duality here. There was understanding the duality of something. A lot of mental processes about what makes us happy, what makes us emotionally stable, right? And these two separate people, places, or things may have conflicting ideals or processes about how they think and they feel about certain things. So you're hoping that through teamwork or collaboration, hard work and deliberation, you could make, and using the resources that you have, that you'll be able to make moves into the future that are successful for all parties involved. Now, in terms of your finale here, I see, because I saw the 7 of Swords over here, you're looking for a loophole of some kind. You're looking for a way out of something. The Magician in reverse is either he lacks the materials needed to manifest, and he's manipulative in order to get those materials, or he is somehow being manipulative, within his using his resources. He doesn't have the tools he needs. You might not have the tools you need to get what you want out of the situation for all involved or for yourself. You might be learning a creative pursuit, but you're looking to get something that is going to help you in that creative pursuit, like a tool of some kind, and you don't have the tool. It's not available to you. And you're going to be trying to see how you can beg, steal, and borrow in order to get this tool. And that is going to, because I don't think without this tool or this loophole or this squeaking by out of this situation, that you're going to be able to emotionally walk away from whatever this is. I think that you are looking for a clean break with something, because you're indecisive. Or in the past you've been that way, and so you're recognizing your behaviors of the past and how you emotionally operate. And so now you are looking to find the resources, find the tools necessary in order to free yourself from a situation that was either emotionally stagnant, or because the Eight of Cups is in reverse, so I can also read that like ghosting. So this could be also a not wanting to hurt somebody and trying to think of everything you can in order to get what you desire, what you want, the movement that you need. But yet you can't find the inner bravery or the inner resource. This is also bravely going off on your own, or being confident about going off on your own in some sort of pursuit. Could be creative, could be romantic, could be, relationship wise. There's confidence coming in here. There's being critical where you've been kind of the good guy in the past, being critical. Picky. Being picky. And in a good way, because you know you deserve it. There's something here about being picky. But you may end up going about getting what you want in a fashion that may hurt your heart and someone else's. Also, when a card is reversed, I can also read it as the Magician being in reverse as like having to be even more resourceful, having to learn how to be even more pragmatic and practical and really use what you've got, thinking outside of the box as well. The loss here could be creating some sort of very creative, hyper analytical, and also alternative approaches to things. You might be thinking outside the box in order to obtain the tools that you need in order to manifest this move. Emotionally, you might not feel you're ready to walk away from something, but you will be able to gather the confidence and discern or or kind of see things from under the microscope instead of from under a microscope instead of from a telescope. You know what I mean? You're getting a real close look at something. Okay, let's go through the houses real quick. First house, 6 of Swords in the first house. The movements of how you think and how you speak. Throat chakra kind of thing. Feeling confident. I just checked the clock. Hi, everybody. I just checked the clock to see if I was over time and if it was recording. There is some sort of, it's a kind of like a Gemini kind of vibe. I'm thinking of its movement of the body, that, so it's the face as well. You might be having some filler done, or some kind of, this is also trying to fill in lines and wrinkles and things on the face, the movement of something on the face. You might find that you want to change the positioning of your eyebrows, for example, or it seems like there is a shift of how you're expressing yourself or thinking about how you're going to express yourself. This could be even having to do with wearing a hat on your head. There is something about that whole thing. I don't know why that's coming out, but that's how you're presenting. You are going to be presenting more confidently. I feel like you're going to get some sort of new style or some sort of new thing. It might be like something you go back to from the past that you used to wear that you feel like brings out a more confident, vibrant you. But there's something here about going back to the past with something in order of self-expression or style. Also be aware of getting a hoarse voice from, having a rough time with your communications and then trying to losing that kind of that wind. Or maybe if you had some kind of laryngitis this past month or period, you'll be coming out of that and you'll be getting your voice back. You'll be getting your song back, your song voice back, or whatever. To the house of the second house. You might find some money on the ground during this time, or you are playing the lottery. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune here, you may win a little bit of money. You may win a little bit of money, but I'm not seeing like major. I don't have any 10 of Pentacles or anything, or Ace of Pentacles. But I do see some sort of like gambling or kind of either catching some money, finding some money, throwing it in a well. There is some sort of hoping to win a raffle of some kind that you've entered. Resources. You're going to be finding a lot of hope that is able to really push you through any kind of difficulty this time period. The faith you have, the hope you have, your dreams will be very, you wouldn't think, but they'll be like the fueling force of energy that you'll be able to get some vitality out of. It's going to get you up at the beginning of the day, eager to, make that money, find those resources. You're going to have the hope to find what you need. So you're really hoping you can find something at a good price, or that you're going to win it in a raffle. You're going to put your manifestation powers to the max here. Third house. You might go to an old neighborhood you used to live in, and visit a cousin, a friend, a neighbor, somebody from the past that either lived in the same neighborhood as you, or you might be going to a neighborhood of the past to visit them. You might be having an intimate encounter with somebody in your neighborhood, or you might bump into somebody at a local convenience store of some kind, or a packy, and end up having a fling with them. This might be a past person that you've hooked up with in the past, or had a relationship with in the past. This is also about finding old photos of lovers, or something to do with that. The fourth house, you are something about feeling isolated from the family. Maybe you live at a distance from your family. Maybe you don't have the money to go visit family, or there's something here about the 4 is about like stability, celebration, family, change, and the 5 is about change. So there could be a change in your satisfaction, or you might be changing your attentions to something else in regards to the home. So the home is being neglected in some sort of way. Maybe you're going to spend time with a lover, or more time with a family. And celebrations, lots of parties, and maybe the home is being neglected in some sort of way. Like it's maybe you're putting more money into going out versus being in. So the finances are a little bit lower, and the good times are a little bit more. You might not be paying attention to something that has to do with something. You might be missing somebody who's coming to the home to see you. Either you don't notice them, or you don't want to answer, like you're ignoring something about the home, or some visitor to the home, or a change that needs to happen in the home. If there is a change that's done to your home, whether it be cosmetic, or some kind of renovation of some kind, or some kind of quick fix situation. I see you being dissatisfied with it. You also could be spending less time at home and more time at a friend's place or your family's place. I think I said that already. Okay, so fifth house. Some of you will be having some interesting romantic experiences that involve more people than the typical two people. There's seeing the other side of somebody that you're dating emotionally, that maybe it's a side you like, that you hadn't seen before. But there also could be a side that you don't like as well. You might be dating two people, maybe not together at the same time, in terms of both of them being involved with each other. You might be just playing the field a little bit. You could be going to a doctor to get your eyes checked because you're having problems playing sports, or being able to see when you play video games, or yeah, an eye doctor here. Also, Gemini rules the lungs, so this could be a doctor that deals with the lungs, may be benefiting you in some sort of sports kind of situation. Maybe it's a sports doctor. This is also somebody watching some sort of dancing on stage, burlesque as well. You might go to a burlesque show, or you might have go to a strip club of some kind. This is also having to do with theater. There is some sort of getting dressed up, putting on costumes or makeup or drama. There's some sort of dramatics here in terms of what you're wearing, how you're presenting yourself, what you're doing. You're expressing yourself in some sort of way. This is a new way of expressing yourself, or another side to you get to explore in your emotional world through creativity, through thought and spoken word or written word. Yeah, and I see that even mirroring itself on the other side. Um, there is some sort of expression of self, creativity connected to maybe you're doing an audition as well for some sort of role. You might have had to get in shape for this role. your physical body or your routine could be coming into play. Yeah, the lungs and the chest. So just be careful. I mean, we're in summer now, but for those of you who live in colder climates that may watch, um, or for some reason you're in a cold spot of some kind, really take care of your lungs, because that's an area that I'm seeing as being um, needing some TLC, or maybe it's just your confidence is being boosted. There's something about your confidence boosting, um, being boosted, your self-expression being more attractive, more energetic, because you have cut out or been discerning or picky about something that you've been eating. Maybe there was like you were dissatisfied with how something left you feeling in terms of your diet, and now you've cut something out, and it's made you, it might be like, I'm just seeing proud to be vegan, or proud, I don't know. Fish are friends, not food. I'm not vegan, by the way. I'm not pushing anything on anybody. But I wish I was vegan. I just can't stop eating. I've done the vegan diet for like a temporary thing. I have friends that have done it, that do it every day. And I give them mad respect. It's very hard for me. Okay. 6th house, yeah. Something about nervousness, hyper criticism of your physical body. You're getting confident. There's like this weird boost of ego versus hyper criticism that with the body. So you're feeling good about something about your body, but in a way that you might be even more critical of your body, or you're feeling good, or like you're being able to express yourself more in your day-to-day life, or your routine more, or your job more, but you're feeling more alone. Like maybe you can wear something to work that you couldn't at your last job, but you work pretty much alone the entire time you work there, so you're feeling kind of like you're okay with it, but it's just like a kind of like a toss of a coin type thing, like a total different, like a flip. Something about hats. He's got a hat, she's got a crown, he's got a crown, they're wearing lace. Also, you could be like watching some kind of, or learning to hula dance as well. Those of you, if any of this resonates, please let me know, because some of this stuff is really specific. Yeah, hula dance. Don't be hypercritical of your body. Try to give yourself some good self-talk. I don't know. Somebody else might give you a compliment about your body. There might be some, yeah. You might have gone from drab to fab recently. You might have a new style, a new way of approaching things. And you're kind of being picky about it, but other people are noticing, or other people might be a little bit critical about how you're being. It's saying do what you want, be who you want, express yourself, wish for what you want, manifest what you want. Seventh house, relationships. You get what you want in relationships. I know that there was a lot of relationship like qualms. Maybe somebody wasn't on the same page as you. Either that or you manifest this love that we're talking about before, and that's, you get everything you want in a relationship. You get what you want and you get to eat your cake too. Like, it ends up working out. I don't know. There's a wish come true in your partnership sector. So this could be a job that you want as well. A more creative job. This can be the girl or boy that or partner that you want. You know, you can manifest in a number of ways, partnering up with people in different avenues of life. Business or relationship is what I'm thinking. More so relationship. You might meet somebody when you go to a type of acting job or theater job, costume store as well. Because I see, like, yeah, costumes. Like, he's wearing a hat, a lion costume. She's got a crown. She's a princess. These guys are like cave people. This guy, he's like the Mad Hatter. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody getting to express themselves because they have a different kind of job. Or changing up their style. Or having a job where you get to be somebody else for a day. Alright, the Hangman, 7th, 8th house. You might be stuck because someone else's resources have run out with something. You might have your hands tied in a situation. You've been trying to see things from someone else's point of view, but it feels like some sort of debt or not debt. Oh, this can also be having to do with being kind of frustrated because somebody else has ended something with you or is this is like taboo peeping Tom type stuff as well. So if some of you are dealing with that, I'm sorry. Like being held back by your own, it's like self-sabotaging behaviors that have led to an ending, a painful ending in terms of the attention that we get. Or maybe you end a self-sabotaging toxic behavior, and which has caused you a lot of strife over amount of time, or it was just dead in the water, needed to go smoking, drinking, whatever, and that has increased your attractability or your level of attraction for other people. This can also be having a mental health break at a at a psychologist's office, and feeling attracted to the psychiatrist or psychologist that is hearing you out about this big ending in your life, or this trauma that you've recently gone through. Yeah, I mean, it's in the house of endings, so I just feel like he's at a therapist's office talking about how he feels like he can't believe that it's over, and she's like, but yeah, he's distracted by her. She might be his girlfriend, his therapist, his ex-girlfriend. There's something here about having to take another look at somebody, like maybe you broke up with somebody recently and they've gone through a glow up and you're like, what? It happens. So that's interesting. I've never had those things come through before. I did say Spider-Man for this. You're gaining some wisdom. You're gaining some wisdom about an ending that had to happen in the past. And that's what's giving you confidence. Or maybe something has ended more recently and that's helping you psychologically to understand things from a different point of view, because you've recently become attracted to some sort of creative aspect in your life, and you're looking towards that to help you psychologically through a situation. Like what's it called? Occupational therapy? I feel like occupational therapy. Something here about occupational therapy. Okay. Now, in terms of your ninth house, all right, now I'm happy. I was like, I need one more card. So ninth house, traveling, expansion, luck, world's travel, philosophy. There is Jupiter is there. He's here. He's in his home house right now. So not in actual astrology, but in terms of I mean, maybe for you guys, but in terms of this card having a Jupiterian influence, this is about being able to multitask. I feel like its energies go very well here with each other. So there's like maybe you're planning a trip, and while you're working, a job. Maybe you're working 2 jobs and you're planning a trip or planning a road trip with friends and saving money for that road trip, but also having to deal with your side hustle in the meantime. And maybe there's this kind of adding on some nice fancy hubcaps to yoke. There's so before this trip, or there's like some sort of um, expansion from the one that there was an opportunity that you received in not too long ago, and you now are able to grow that opportunity so that it can make more for you in order to get you to a place where that you want to go. So you're planning some sort of vacation or road trip because you have now the resources from this business that you started with your friend that has now started to expand because you've taken on some of her clients because she's away on vacation herself. So there's this kind of adding more to your plate in order to get you to where you need to go. And that being very successful and being triumphant in some sort of way. Then your 10th house, the Magician in reverse in the 10th house. People might be seeing someone at your job, at your workplace, as a manipulator, a liar, a cheat, somebody who's really a weasel who's looking to get information. This could be also a narcissistic kind of energy. Somebody who's really doesn't have what they think that they need. There's like a shame aspect to this. So they're embarrassed about something deep down at a core level, and so that they are looking to get it from somebody else, somewhere else. They might manipulate you for information on certain projects you're working on in order to steal your ideas. They might be manipulating you in terms of playing you along for a promotion. Also, you could be you could have a job as a magician of some kind. This can also be a job that has to do with magic of any kind. So we can talk about magic tricks. We can talk about real magic with a K or without a K, whatever you want to do. The Magician can be a card of witchcraft, and because this deck is different, it doesn't have some cards. And I also see that the Queen of Wands here is also one of my witchy cards. So there's like this somebody that you work with that's either super manipulative and you have to kind of watch out for. You want to get away from this person. Maybe you want to get the fuck out of there. There is something about this person that is, they could be a Gemini as well. Maybe you work with your partner and you just broke up, or you're trying to get away from them for a short stint. There's something here about Gemini, Virgo energy. There's big Gemini, Virgo energy. For some reason, somebody is being manipulative in terms of work, or they're manipulating you in terms of your reputation. So they could be telling you you've got the position, you can move into the office, and then it was a lie, or they undercut you and got in the office first. Or there's something here about somebody changing things up on you on purpose. doing a little song and dance to make an illusion that something is happening. So this is a very illusion based kind of thing. So you could literally be a magician. Be careful if somebody doesn't steal your ideas. Keep them to yourself. Practice alone. Maybe that's what you're getting into. This kind of dramatic Leo kind of energy is this magic show type style stuff. Yeah, I also see that with the cups underturned with the balls on the table, like moving the cups around. My screen is frozen again. Yeah, so there's something here about the art of illusion. You can't look away. So like there is some sort of kind of like magic trick thing going on. Or some kind of optical illusion as well. But it can be somebody and just, for the rest of you folks, somebody who's just like a snake at work that you have to deal with. It's unfortunate. You might find the confidence to, or this person might be like very ego based and yet a loner as well. So those are kind of the ones that you got to be like, but I don't know. You might actually go for this other kind of creative pursuit and leave that behind, or take on being a magician instead of dealing with this jerk at your job. There is something here about that. Manipulating your reputation as well. You might be faking it until you make it with something. You might have studied or researched or been hyper analytical with something that you like to do for fun, and now you're kind of faking it until you make it, until you get to the point of professional. Okay? An amateur magician. There's something here about being amateur magician, or being a fake it till you make it magician, or somebody who is pulling rabbits out of hats without a degree. You know what I mean? The Eight of Cups in reverse and the 11th house of friends. There might be somebody that you find kind of manipulative in your friend circle, that this could be the person that you work with as well, that you're having a hard time getting away from. You might want to move to get away from this person as well, because it's become toxic. But also, it's just maybe they drink too much and you're just not about it anymore, or maybe you like to drink and they don't, and now you're kind of like growing apart, but at the same time they keep pulling you back in because you're friends and you've been friends forever, and why not, I see you having a hard time emotionally walking away from this person for some reason. Maybe they're just manipulative. They keep reeling you back in for something. 12th house, we're moving on, because it's also the house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. So maybe you don't want to leave a certain place, but you need something to change. That thing will change. That's your wish will come true. You'll be satisfied. You'll be able to stay where you're at, or and somebody else will leave, or somebody. Yeah, I see that. If you want to stay put somewhere, then that's really your desire, and someone else wants to move forward with something. You'll find a way to make it work where you come out with what you want. There is some sort of great change. You could be getting rocked in your... I want to say, I don't want to make it too dramatic, but the 12th house is the house of Pisces, and it is the house of dreams, and hidden enemies, and it's also the house of undoings and institutions. You might hear that somebody tried to escape some sort of institution of some kind. I don't think that it's successful for this person, but also it can be about kind of traumatic events in life, like big pivotal changes that brought us out of our comfort zones. It can literally level our life in some way. But this is happening in a spiritual house. This is the house that you can't help. This is the house that you come through when you're birthed from spirit into the physical body in Malkuth. This is like that house where you're part of everything. So you have no choice in the matter of being part of everything. That's just how it starts out for you. So spiritual shifts, great changes in your spiritual identity. Also, spiritually, something could happen to you. You could experience some sort of traumatic event in your life. That doesn't mean you necessarily are going through it, but you could see it. Or something happens in your life that might seem mundane and ridiculous to somebody else, but for some reason it is like the catalyst to great change in your spiritual existence on this planet. You have some sort of epiphany about spirituality. There's some sort of great change that maybe you read a book and it changes your mind about aliens. Or maybe you read a book about the Anunnaki and it changes your religious beliefs. Maybe you go to your first born again Christian baptism and you become a born again Christian after being an atheist. There's many different things that can happen, and for some reason it's a friend might not want you to leave what they find to be their norm in order for you to be able to grow. So you might find that you're not liking someone else in your friend circles shift in spirituality, or they're not liking what your shift in your spirituality is, or your spiritual expression of your beliefs is. And we did talk about beliefs here as well. This is an expansion of beliefs and having to take what was old and what was new and kind of figure out how those are going to go together down the road to get you where you need to go. So there's this expansion of beliefs and feeling pulled back into something that you don't really want to be pulled back into. You might have a hidden enemy now created by this, so just be careful. Maybe, I hate saying this, but like maybe just like not tell everybody your business. I don't know. You might also have a spiritual dream that changes you forever, where you see a loved one and it's super realistic and you feel super connected to this person. In some sort of way, you feel super connected to this person who's passed on maybe a couple years ago, and you're like, oh my god, it's like they were really in front of me, like it was just yesterday. Anyway, so exciting times. Decisions about what's your chaos and what's your peace and your pleasure. Really getting a grip on any kind of endings that need to happen in your life. This could be in regards to a friendship as well, a friend circle. It's okay. It seems like you get what you want, regardless of what happens. you get what you want, Aquarius. So I'm very honored that you stopped by my channel. If you made it through this whole video, congratulations. You should get an award. I look forward to seeing you hopefully in September. Like, share, and subscribe if you please. And thank you so much. Blessed be.